Welcome, Sagittarius, to your December monthly reading. Hi, my name is Robin. This is AriesFireTarot. Welcome to my channel. If you're coming back again, welcome back. If this is your first time, thank you so much for tuning in. What I'm doing now, you guys, is I'm shuffling the Gilded Tarot deck, which I had done off camera for a couple minutes. So I'm going to use two decks to do your December monthly reading. I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot, and then I'm going to clarify the Gilded Tarot cards with the Essential Tarot. So I've already shuffled the Essential Tarot, so I'm just going to pop it up here out of the way. And I'm going to start putting some cards out for you guys. Sagittarius, monthly guidance for December. Ready? Here we go. Okay, so the first card I pulled for you guys is the Page of Swords. So pages are the, they're the messenger of the tarot, right? So when you see the page card, it means that the universe has something to say to you, right? It's frequently related to getting delayed news. It can also have something to do with a child, like, you know, undesirable behavior or something like that. This kind of person is pretty self-contained. They like to observe a situation. They might sometimes have a bit of a short fuse. Good sense of humor, though. So Page of Swords could either be an event or a person. Okay, so I'll pull another card. Interesting. I've got the Queen of Swords here for you guys. So the Queen of Swords is, this is usually like the energy of a female, like a really high power female, that you just, you know, she's at the top of her game wherever she is, like, be it like she's a housewife or a mom or businesswoman. She's sitting on boards like for charity and stuff like that. This is not a woman to be trifled with. Like, she'll be your champion in the good times. Very supportive, but you only have to cross her once, right? And then, like, she's gonna use that sword to rip you to shreds pretty much. So interesting. Two swords energy right away, right off the hop. So I've got the Hierophant here for you guys. So the Hierophant could be indicating like a trusted advisor coming in, which could be the swords energy for you, but it could also be an indication that life is being lived kind of at a shallow level right now. And it's just time to go a little bit deeper and find more meaning with your life. Maybe like a spiritual journey. This could be a good time to start doing stuff like meditation and yoga and kind of connecting with your spirit guides and just find more meaning in your life. So I'll pull one more Gilded Tarot for you guys. Oops. So I pulled the Judgment card here. So the Judgment card appears when there's a decision going to be made, basically for the right person, like with the right party. But Judgment can also be related to karma, right? Like, you know, you'll only get as much out of life as you put into it. Like, you reap what you sow and stuff like that. So that's a pretty interesting follow-up card to this other energy, right? It looks like, and I'm getting the sense that this sword energy is you guys right now. Maybe being a little possibly sharp-tongued with people in your environment, and who knows why, right? Like, when I say that, it's not And it's funny, this card is here. It's not that I'm sitting in judgment of you. I mean, sometimes people, if they're upset, they speak out of turn, or if they're not feeling well, they get cranky and they snap. So, or possibly could be a result of living life just on like the very surface, you know, and not getting deep into emotions and feeling misunderstood possibly somehow. Not like kind of wondering why things aren't going your way. And that I think that's because, you know, you could be a little bit nicer, just saying. And we all get like that, so please don't be offended when I say stuff like this. I'm just reading the advice that's in the cards. And if it sort of has a resonance of stinging, that's because it means something to you. And instead of being annoyed with like the tarot reader, as in me, maybe just have a breath and look at that, right? And why is it bothering you? If it does bother you, it's something that you need to work on. Things that don't sting you. Sorry, my back is killing me today. Excuse the shifting. Things that don't sting you are not a part of you. If something stings you, it's because it's inside you. Anyway, enough of that. So I'm starting to pull essential tarot cards. So what I pulled underneath the Page of Swords, which could be like and I think in this case, this is your energy where you might possibly be holding everything in until something sparks your fuse and then you kind of blow up a little bit. So what I pulled underneath that is the Hanging Man. So this card in tarot, it represents that it's time to shift your perspective and look at things a little bit of a different way. And the sense I'm getting from these cards is that you maybe have been reacting to people without getting the whole story. Like you might be reacting to things from your perspective. So sometimes it's not a bad thing to kind of sit back and look at how you're being received, right? Because information that you're giving is only as meaningful to people as the way that they're interpreting it. So might be just, it's time to sit back and look at what is the best way to say this to somebody instead of just like machine gunning out comments to somebody and then being like, oh, bewildered when they're upset, right? Or an argument ensues. So, so I've got the Two of Pentacles here, which means that it looks like you're actually having a hard time making a decision. And instead of, and this could be sort of the source of where all this anxiety is coming from, and anxiety can be a real trigger of like moody, and I want to say bitchy because that's what I'm seeing here. I'm just seeing everyone else is interpreting the behavior as kind of like, oof, what a bitch, you know, what's up with her or him or whatever, you know. But there's a decision that needs to be made that you're kind of not facing about something, or you're thinking about something that you want to do, or a place that you want to be, and you're kind of not making the decision, right? You're just, because again, it's at the surface level, you know, it's not, the time has to be taken to sit and really have some introspection on what's going on, right? So I'm going to pull a card under the Hierophant. So that's interesting because I pulled the card that is the Fool, right? And this is like somebody that's just on the beginning of a journey. So it looks like you're undertaking something new in your life, and it's creating a little bit of anxiety. So what the Hierophant is telling me here, because I pulled the Fool underneath it, the Hierophant is saying, like, you need to go talk to somebody that understands you. And I think with this kind of energy, that's very few people. I think you're probably more sensitive than people give you credit for, because they see sort of sharp edges with the Queen of Swords. And that's all right. Like, not everybody in the world needs to get you. That's okay. Like, as long as you have sort of an inner circle, or even one person that understands you and what your journey is, like what sort of effects your journey is having on you. And one thing I'm getting from the Fool card here too is that you're hiding this from people. Like, you don't want people to know what's troubling you. Like, the more I look at this card, I kind of see it as saying, oh, everything's fine and I'm just going to keep busy and keep moving on, but something is not fine. So, I think you should take some time for yourself, right? And that's what I pulled here underneath the Judgment card, is the Five of Pentacles. So I think you're feeling a little bit alone here, because the Five of Pentacles relates to like not having enough. And I think that could be a result of like not cultivating really close relationships right now, or as part of, you know, your earlier years. And again, this is not a judgment. This is sort of an assessment of the energy I'm being provided here by my spirit guides, and yours are here with me too. You're feeling a lack of something, and I think what that lack is an emotional sort of nurturing, but it's never too late to make friends, right? And to share your emotions with people. Like, people are far more understanding and generous and sensitive than I think that you're currently giving them credit for. I think you've actually had a couple of really sort of hectic events happen this year, and it's all like starting to catch up with you now, especially with the holiday season approaching. It's like you're maxed out emotionally, right? And you're just ready to start all over again. And that's fine, but I think like sort of the rapier wit needs to ease off a little bit, and like just based on the energy that I'm seeing in these cards here, I think it's time to really invest in some self-care, you guys, and just put aside that time where, you know, it's me time, where you read a book or go for a walk or whatever activity calms your soul, and like start joining some groups with people with similar interests, or if you've been through a couple of, and I'm seeing multiple sort of devastating events in 2018, join a group on Facebook or join a meetup group, and you're going to find people that they speak your language. And I think that's what you're missing from your life right now, is somebody that speaks your language, even if it's just one other person. Because I feel like you're not leaning on your friends and family enough, because I think that you're afraid of being judged, right? You're afraid of not being heard, and that's kind of a sad place to be in, and I really feel for you guys. And like, I hope you can get some emotional support here, because it looks like you need it a little bit. And I do see that things like they're going to, I'm seeing 5-6 months, you're still sort of dealing with this. And just keep in mind that this reading is not going to resonate with everybody out there, right? There's a lot of Sagittarius out there. This is a general reading, so if this does resonate with you, I hope the advice helps, that you need to invest in yourself a little bit more and find people that speak your language, right? And if it's not, like, I do book one-on-one readings, AriesFireTarot@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing in here just take the time for yourself, be selfish, you know, maybe ease back on the what you think is hilarious repartee, because it's kind of pushing people away and then you're mystified a little bit. Just, yeah, change your perspective on how things are being handled right now and how maybe you could do things better. And if you think people in your life can do things better, let them know, right? Because it's my experience that people that care about you, if they're hurting your feelings, they're not doing it on purpose. It's not intentional. So if you're feeling isolated, just go ahead and reach out to your circle or make a new one. So Sagittarius, I'm going to wrap this up for you right here. I hope this helped you. If it did, give me a thumbs up or a shout out in the comments. I look forward to reading your comments and any emails that are sent in. I love it. So, and go ahead and hit the subscribe button on my channel. I appreciate that too. So you guys take care for now and stay blessed.